Hello students. This video is on the topic reflex actions and the reflex arc. Today, we will dive into the fascinating world of our body's automatic responses to stimuli. So, let's get started. Have you ever wondered how your body reacts so quickly to certain situations without conscious thought? That's where reflex actions come into play. Here is a visual representation of a reflex action. When a stimulus is detected, such as touching a hot stove or a sudden loud noise, your body responds automatically through a reflex action. Let's consider a common example. Imagine you accidentally touch a hot stove. What happens next? Your hand immediately jerks away without any conscious decision on your part. That's a reflex action. To understand how reflex actions work, we need to talk about the reflex arc. The reflex arc is the pathway that allows sensory information to travel from the sensory receptor to the spinal cord, and then back to the muscles or glands. Reflex arcs are formed in the spinal cord itself, although the information input also goes on to reach the brain. Reflex arcs are more efficient for quick responses as compared to the thinking process of the brain. Let's take a look at the diagram of a reflex arc. The reflex arc involves several key components that work together to produce the reflex action. The first component is the sensory receptor, which detects the stimulus. In our hot stove example, the sensory receptor would be the nerve endings in your skin. Let's try another example. Imagine someone tickles the sole of your foot. You immediately pull your foot away without consciously deciding to do so. The sensory receptors in your foot detect the tickling sensation and send signals to your spinal cord. These signals are carried by sensory neurons, which transmit the sensory information from the receptor to the central nervous system. In our example, the sensory neuron transmits the signal from your foot to your spinal cord. Once the sensory signal reaches the spinal cord, it encounters the interneuron. The interneuron quickly processes the information and determines the appropriate response. The interneuron then sends a message to the motor neuron, which is responsible for carrying the response signal from the central nervous system back to the muscles or glands. Here is a classic reflex example, the knee jerk. When a doctor taps your knee with a reflex hammer, your leg automatically kicks forward. This reflex involves the sensory receptor in your knee, the sensory neuron carrying the signal to the spinal cord, the interneuron processing the information, and the motor neuron sending a message to your leg muscles to contract. Finally, we have the effector, which is a muscle or gland that carries out the response. In our examples, the effectors would be the muscles in your hand pulling away from the hot stove and the muscles in your leg kicking in response to the knee jerk. Reflex actions and the reflex arc are incredible mechanisms that allow our bodies to respond quickly and automatically to potential dangers. They ensure our safety without conscious thought. We hope you enjoyed learning about reflex actions and the reflex arc. Remember, our bodies are equipped with amazing reflexes that keep us safe and functioning efficiently. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of our extraordinary body.